So, namaste. Welcome to Satsang today. And it is really good to be back here in Satsang. We missed last Thursday because we were on retreat, and it's nice to be back here together. And if you are new to this Satsang, these teachings, then you are very, very welcome, and really glad that you found us. And just taking a moment to celebrate that we have reached a point where we realize the value of being here together in community, in Satsang. Satsang simply means to gather together in truth, to be the truth, to live as the truth. And we are very literally doing that right now. And we are gathering in the truth and as the truth. And what is the truth? Well, we could say many different ways that the truth really is that there is only one being here, just one being appearing as all of this, and one being appearing as all forms that have ever been, are right now, and could ever be in the future. And that perhaps the highest purpose of our gathering is to not only realize that, but to live as that. So satsang, we're not really so interested in just hearing about the truth that we are the one being, but really also deeper than that, experiencing it for ourselves. And experiencing it so that it touches our life. And for me, once I had begun to experience who I really am, not who I thought I was, there was a shift, a changeover that began to happen in my life. And it became clear that everything I had thought about myself was not really true at all. And it seemed like a lot was being asked of me, a lot to give up, a lot that I didn't want to give up, my ideas about myself. I wanted to give up the negative ideas, of course, the feeling that I'm not good enough or I'm not safe, for example. But I didn't really want to give up the ideas that I did like, such as I'm getting closer to realizing the self, to realizing the one being. And I'm almost there. But what I actually found that I am, that you are, that everyone and everything is, was so much more exquisite that it made anything, any thought, easy to give back, to give away. No thought is original to you. And of course, I have nothing against thoughts. I have nothing against the mind. It's a useful thing in many situations. But it's a useful thing when we can choose when to use it, rather than it talking pretty much continuously. And the mind even wants to rest too. So we're going to explore today that place, placeless place, that we really are, that which is not a thing, not a substance, that which is not a form, that which is not an object. And it is that in which all objects, all forms appear as appearances. Actually, you are bigger than the universe. And in fact, even size has no meaning, no concept, no place here in what you are. Size less, shape less. formless, invisible, intangible, quietness before form, quietness that can give rise to all sound, all movement, all change, all duality, but is never, ever affected by any of it. And yet is totally in love with all of this. Imagine if you had made many creations and you loved them all equally and you could not decide or even want to decide which one was best or which one you liked the least, and that you couldn't even understand what those terms would mean, that you couldn't compare or evaluate or judge in the way that we do when we think we are separate beings. So let's dive into a little inquiry, self-inquiry together, because I think it would be really useful just to touch into experientially that placeless place, the quietness that we are. And we're going to explore together. And if you want to, you can just follow along and see where you can get to with this. It's not a difficult inquiry. In fact, I found eventually that self-inquiry was the simplest of all ways to recognize who I really am. It didn't seem like that at first. My mind thought that self-inquiry would be complicated, but it isn't. So we're going to play with our attention to help us notice that which is before attention. What you really are is before even attention and is unaffected by how attention moves. Attention, generally speaking, jumps around from phenomena to phenomena and object to object. And now, where we are at in our understanding spiritually, it might be jumping back to this one being, this quietness that we are more and more. But it would really be good to see that even this is not affecting us. And that's what we're going to look at today. So I'm just going to simply point to the fact, and we'll experience it together, that you can perceive even where the attention is. So if you look at, just for a moment, we're just going to look at an object in the room that we're sitting in. And it could be that you look at the screen or your hand or some furniture in the room. It doesn't really matter what that is. So we're going to look at it with our eyes. And of course, you can blink. You don't need to hold your gaze in a fixed way. We're just gently going to look at it. And notice that your attention has also gone there. Maybe you started to think about things. So we're going to, just for a moment, play with some thoughts about the object that you're looking at. So I'll go along with this in my own exploration here so we can maybe see clearer. I'm going to look at my hand. And you could use your hand as well if you want to. So if I look at my hand, my eyes are focused on it. But I could also begin to think about my hand. You know, I need to cut my nails and moisturize my skin. Those thoughts might appear. And when those thoughts appeared, attention went to those thoughts, even while my eyes were still looking at the object, at my hand. So our attention is moving from the physical object to the thoughts about the object. And I was aware of that. So if you look at my hand, you might have some thoughts about my hand or not. But attention would move from whatever you're looking at with your eyes to the thoughts. Attention jumped to pay attention to the thoughts. Have you noticed attention loves thoughts, right? It's like a love affair. So moving attention now from the thoughts to the space around my hand, the empty space around my hand. All around, just this here, this insubstantial empty space. And again, I saw my attention move. When you see your attention move, just recognizing that you know where attention is. You knew it was on your hand. You knew that it moved to thoughts. You then knew that it moved to the empty space around your hand or the object, whatever the object is you're looking at. And if there is a sound outside in your environment right now, I can hear a truck going past. Attention went to that thought, that sound happening. And now it's gone to some birds singing outside my window. So we just watch attention for a moment. You'll see that it jumps around. But most importantly, you'll see that you see wherever attention goes. And sometimes when attention goes to thoughts, for example, it feels like we lose ourselves, that we lose our sense of who we are when attention is going to thoughts. But you're still here seeing even this. If I asked you afterwards, what were you thinking about for that 20 minutes that you were lost in thoughts? You could tell me all the thoughts that came through the mind. First, I was thinking about how I need to get some more moisturizer. And then I thought about this. And then I thought about something else I need to get on my grocery list. And then I was thinking about when I have time to go and get these things, and whether I should do it today or tomorrow. You could tell me the whole train of thoughts that went on. And then the last one before attention came back to looking at you. This quietness before attention. So wherever attention goes, you are here first to see attention move. You are not the one moving. You are the one watching the movement of attention. And even when attention comes back to look at this quietness, this placeless place that you are, still you are aware of that. It's just feeling into that place. What is it that notices even attention? We've just called it I. But what is it? And let's ask this really curiously. We're not trying to find an answer even here, necessarily. We're just being willing. What if I'm here even before attention? So when attention moves to illusion, back into sense of separation, and then later it moves back to the truth of your being, and then later it goes back into illusion, And there's this whole tick tock, like a clock, backwards and forwards going on for you. You are seeing that. Now I'm experiencing clarity. Now I'm experiencing a sense of feeling all kinds of doubts and fears and blockages. Now I feel clear again. Now I feel lost again. And you can see where attention is. Illusion, truth. Illusion, truth. But you're not affected by this. You see it. What is it that sees it? What is before even attention? What notices attention? And today, I'm just calling that quietness. But we could call it anything: awareness, presence, silence, consciousness, beingness, emptiness, nothingness. This quietness is what you are. You're watching from this quiet place. Can't be described, that place, can it? Except only in negation. It is formless, what you really are. Invisible, intangible. But we can experience it. What is it that you really are? Before even attention moves. You are here. Before attention moves, and even while attention moves, something knows where attention went. It was here, and now it's fixated here, and now it's fixated here. And let's bring attention to that which is seeing. Let's ask attention to turn around and look at you. What really are you? And can you manage attention here? Can you make it stay in one place? And do you need to? What if who you really are is already free of needing to do even this worthwhile goal of keeping attention on the truth of our being, this quietness that we are? What if that job has nothing to do with you? And maybe we do this kind of inquiry to see that it's nothing that you need to manage. You're not the manager of attention. You're not the boss of attention. In this quietness that you are, there's no way to manage attention. What if then even this attention that moves, now I've fallen back into illusion and I need to find my way back out again. What if even that is not happening to you? What if attention was falling back into illusion, fixating on the sense of a separate self? And then later it's coming back to look at you. And when attention fixates on the sense of a separate self, the mind says, I have fallen back into illusion. And when attention turns around to look at you, the mind says, I have come back to the truth. But this quietness, this I, is it affected by any of that? Does it have any work to do? What if even attention is in the realm of manifestation and is simply happening in front of you? It's part of manifestation. And this quietness that you are is not manifest at all. Let's just feel into it one more time together. Whatever your attention is on now, maybe it's on these words or some sound that's distracted you. Look and see and confirm that you know where your attention is. You might find that when you do this, attention disappears completely. And that there is just quietness and all the ways that it's arising as form, as objects, phenomena. And as this quietness, insubstantial, formless, but very, very real, you have no capacity to even make attention move. Even attention is moving by itself, spontaneously, and gradually coming to look at you, the quietness, more and more often. And we're not negating forms and the world and all manifestation. It's beautiful. It's beautiful when we know that we don't have to manage all of that, that we can't. This I is not a separate being. It's not a person. It is something much bigger. This I, this quietness, notices even the sense of separation and is not affected at all. Always completely free. And I'm emphasizing this because we tend to, the last imaginary job that we give ourselves as seekers of truth is to be the manager of attention. I have to get my attention to stay on me, the quietness, somehow. The more that we try to make that happen, the more it moves around everywhere, jumping everywhere. As if attention is even saying, you can't make me do anything. And we have tried so many times. I know I did. But I had this realization that I hope you're experiencing now. Something is before even attention, and that something, whatever it is, quietness, is what you really are. And it's not yet become anything. It's still in its most essential nature. And we can confirm that this most essential nature, quietness, is formless and is really unable to interact with any forms, even attention. So next time you find yourself trying to, or thinking that you can try to bring attention back to what is real, can we notice that even this is happening by itself? There really is no work for you to do. This quietness is simply watching, simply aware. And the mind doesn't like this because it thinks that if we really realize this, that none of our issues in our life will get fixed. Actually, it's really the opposite. So let's just touch this place one more time together. What is it that sees even the movement of attention? Before attention moves, I am. You are. This is. And paradoxically, by recognizing that you cannot move the attention, somehow it starts to settle down and come back to rest and then disappear inside you, the quietness. And somehow the manifestation that we love so much resolves itself, changes itself in ways that we wanted it to. So I'd like to try to take away this last job that we give ourselves, this last role or function. We confuse ourselves with attention. We think we are attention, and that we are the one getting lost and coming back, getting lost and coming back. But if you watch attention for even 5 minutes, you'll see that you see where it goes. You are before it and beyond it and inside it. And that brings a recognition of our utter freedom, even now. So I really hope that you got a taste of that quietness that you really are. And we can call it any name at all. Some reason today, quietness is what I want to call it, but I'll call it, it has a infinite number of names, and yet really no name can touch it. So I'll open it up for any questions or challenges that you have about awakening that you would like some help with or like to share and explore. And we have live translation both ways, Spanish to English, English to Spanish. So if you have a question in Spanish, you can also raise your hand. And just a reminder to keep your Zoom hand raised, and that you'll get a little prompt on your screen asking you to unmute when it's time. Okay, so we'll go to Gemma first.
Ahora.
Hola.
Hola, Helen. Estoy encantada de estar aquí.
I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you.
Y muy nerviosa.
And very nervous.
We can take a minute. We can just take a breath and just be together. We don't have to rush this. And just whenever you're ready, please go ahead.
Vale. Mi duda está relacionada con, bueno, estoy haciendo el proceso asertivo con Pilar,
I'm doing statement process with Pilar
Wonderful.
con el tema del miedo a la exposición, a exponerme.
in regard to fear of being exposed.
A medida que lo he ido haciendo, claro, han ido saliendo resistencias y también me he dado cuenta que no es tanto el miedo a la exposición,
So I've realized that it's not so much the fear of being exposed,
sino miedo a, bueno, si me expongo, como que me pongo en peligro, ¿no? O sea,
if I expose myself, I put myself in danger.
que me da miedo como sensación como de desaparecer o, bueno,
That I might disappear.
entonces, no sé, estoy ahí, si me puedes
So this is where I
ayudar un
am.
poco.
If you can help me a little bit.
We could explore that together if you would like. And just for
Vale, sí,
context,
encantada.
for context for everyone else, the statement process is a practice that we use to work with any lower feeling, sensation, vibration, thought pattern. We use that in our community together. So let's have a look. We could either look at it through some self-inquiry or we could do some statement process together. Which do you feel is in your heart today?
Bueno, como hemos hecho ahora autoindagación, creo que mejor la autoindagación.
Since we've already done self-inquiry, maybe statement process.
Beautiful. So just again for context for everyone, we simply make a
Autoindagación,
statement. Ah,
¿no?
sorry. You wanted self-inquiry.
Sí, sí.
Ah, my mistake. I must have misheard. No worries.
Ah,
Let's take a look then and see what you really are. What do you find when you look for yourself? And there's no right or wrong answers here. Let's just see what we find.
bueno, lo primero que encuentro es el personaje, Gemma, que está
So the first,
nerviosa y con palpitaciones.
so the first thing I find is the person, Hema, that is nervous and has palpitations.
Could you repeat that, Susan, for me? A person, what was that last word after person? Next word?
Hema, that is nervous and has
Aha,
palpitations.
thank you, thank you. Wonderful. And so there's a body here, there's sensations, there's nervousness, heart beating. Yeah.
Sí.
What is it that's noticing that? What notices the body and the nervousness and the heart beating?
Bueno, pues está la conciencia.
Consciousness.
Beautiful. And is that consciousness, is it tangible or intangible?
No, es intangible.
Intangible.
And where is that consciousness? How big is it?
Bueno, de hecho es muy grande y no, bueno, no veo el final, es grande.
It's very big and it can see no end of it.
Wonderful. And is there someone separate to this consciousness? Or is there just consciousness when you look? Are you someone separate looking at consciousness?
No, solo hay conciencia.
There is only consciousness.
Wonderful. So can this consciousness be hurt or exposed or vulnerable in the way that we think about ourselves?
No,
Actually, let me be clearer on that
no, no.
question. It wasn't very clear, the question. Let me say it again. Let's bring this fear into our inquiry, this sense of feeling fear about being exposed. Does this apply here to this consciousness that you are?
No, no, no aplica.
It doesn't apply.
Is there anyone else outside of you, separate to you as consciousness, to expose yourself to?
Creo que no.
I don't think so.
This consciousness that you are, does it stop somewhere between where this body is and where that body is? Are you talking to another being right now, a different being? When you talk to me, is there two or one?
Hay uno, hay uno.
There's one.
How does that feel when you recognize that?
Ay, no sé cómo decir, es inmenso, no sé.
I don't know what to say. It's immense.
And if we look at all of these body minds here on Satsang right now, are any of them outside of you as consciousness, separate to you?
No, la verdad es que no.
The truth is that no.
Qué bien.
You are the only one in Satsang, right? You are the only one here attending Zoom in all these bodies.
Pues sí,
It's
pues sí.
very different, isn't it, to what we have thought? Very different.
Ay, pues sí, la verdad es que sí, muy distinto.
The truth is yes, very
Sí, sí,
different.
muy distinto. Claro, porque yo un poco ya me reconocía, pero no tenía esta amplitud.
I had recognized myself, but I had never experienced this amplitude.
We tend to, it's very normal. It was the same for me. At first, I recognized consciousness is what I am, but it hadn't hit me, occurred to me that it doesn't it doesn't really stop. It's not an object consciousness. It is not an object at all. It's something in which all objects appear. And there was such a fear. I would never be able to sit here like this and do this if I thought I was a separate person talking to all these different beings, separate beings, other beings. I used to be very scared. So that fear vanishes though, right? When you see that all these body minds are just this one being, this consciousness.
Sí, 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 no hay miedo ahora, ¿no?
There is no
Mm,
fear now.
está bien, está todo bien.
Everything is good.
No fear, no problems, right? No problems here.
Sí,
But maybe fear is going to be your best friend for a little while because every time it comes back, it'll be a reminder that, oh, I think I'm a tiny being instead of consciousness. And it's an opportunity to check in again and to remember I can't find an edge to this consciousness that I am. And I can't find anything outside of it or anyone outside of it when I look. Fear pushed me, look again, look again, every time it came.
Sí, sí. Intentaré que sea mi amigo.
Yeah,
Estupendo. Muchas gracias.
thank you so much.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you. Okay, wonderful. We'll go to Caitlin.
Hi there, can you hear me?
I can, yes, wonderful. Nice to talk to you.
Yes, I love you so much. It's my first time joining in, and I'm very emotional, so I'll just gush and gush and gush. You're my teacher. You're wonderful. I can really, really feel the love from you, even over Zoom. There's been a lot of teachers that I've had exposure to, but I just don't feel anything from them. And the the one beingness, like, it's just even on a conceptual level that's going into a heart level now. It just is really present and available, and it's really clicking, and I can really see that it's the most helpful thing. Even when I talk to my family or friends, if I just relate on a one being level or even just express that out loud, it just really melts and softens things. So I
Mm.
just really wanted to say thank you for that. And right now, it seems like my journey is pushing me into just resting as awareness. And so the mentioning of even attention is in the manifest is like, whoa, okay, I gotcha. Because like this morning I was just walking around and listening to you. And so then I jumped on, and your previous video had said, okay, keep on bringing the attention back. And so I was working on that, and then it's like, oh, okay, you can just even let that go. There's nothing to do. So
For
relieving.
a while, it's a useful instruction, isn't it? Well, we think we have a choice of
Yeah.
where to put attention.
Mhm.
Um, but when I also got, like you said, that even that is part of manifestation, it's perhaps the most subtle object of all, isn't it? And it's really got nothing to do with me. It was so freeing. Yeah, it's good to hear that it really hit you.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing so um in such a beautiful way and lovely to meet you. Thank you. Okay, we'll go to Isabel. You're still muted. Here we go. Wonderful.
Yeah, Hi, Helen. Very
Hi.
pleased to be with you again today after this wonderful retreat.
Yeah,
And
thank you.
yes, as you say, I'm still living the retreat after it ends physically.
Yeah.
And it's been a quite challenging week. And I'm observing what's happening. And I feel like I can feel the mind,
Mm.
the body, but I have a lot of difficulties to feel the emotions. I think
Thanks.
yes, in the retreats, a lot of people was talking about their emotion and feelings,
Mm.
and for me, it's goes directly to the mind, to the body. So I don't know if
It's very normal actually. And we were actually talking with someone on retreat who was also expressing a challenge at feeling an emotion. Um, and it's a very common thing that we might feel disconnected from them, because when we thought we were a person, a someone, these emotions felt very overwhelming, and if we take an example of fear, for example, we might have felt fear in situations where we felt very powerless to do anything to make ourselves safer. And many times over the whole time we've felt fear, it kind of makes sense if we think about it that we can't really let ourselves fully feel any emotion until we feel really safe, or until we feel really in a place where we can be sure that we're not going to be affected by that emotion or overwhelmed by it. So, fear and shame and anger, and guilt, desperation, jealousy, all of these I had developed ways of not looking at them, ways of avoiding them. And we all do, because if I am a person, actually, if I think I am, then these emotions feel really close, right? They're mine. They're affecting me, these emotions, if I am just a person. Instead of being something that's just being felt in the body that I can be aware of. So a lot of the time, we might not even become aware that we have these suppression mechanisms for emotions until we actually really start to wake up to the truth and we find ourselves, I don't really notice any emotions. Like, what's going on there? So nothing is going wrong, actually. It's just noticing that now. Um, and beginning to become aware that there's something inside that doesn't want to look at these emotions. And we can understand that, right? We can understand that from who we thought we were, it seems too big, too scary, too overwhelming. And if you can recognize that without judging, without saying, I should be able to just feel those emotions right now, just to notice something really doesn't want to yet, and just to allow that the best that you can, then gradually something starts to open up.
There's a desire to be in the presence.
In the presence or as the presence?
Mm.
Aren't you present right now as presence to this conversation, to this desire, to the thoughts going on about this conversation? Aren't you present to whatever the body's feeling? All of that, right? You see it, you know it.
I can't feel it at all. Um,
But you know it, right? Let's not look for a feeling just yet. Let's just acknowledge that you can see, you are aware of, you are present to how the body feels, to this conversation, these words. You're present to all of that.
there's some awareness of what's happening.
And that awareness, is there anything that can hurt it? Just the awareness for a moment. Let's feel into that. Can it be hurt?
No, because it's nothing.
And it doesn't need to defend itself either, does it? It doesn't need to build walls around itself to protect itself.
I'm not sure.
That's okay. And let's just go back to awareness. It's not a thing, you said, right? I think. And does it have a problem with feeling emotions? Is this problem that you have applicable to awareness that you really are, or presence, whatever we're calling it? Can it have a problem?
No.
So if we can understand that awareness is already, what we really are is already free of this and doesn't have an issue here, but also recognize that there is something inside our mind that doesn't want to feel emotions still. Just to see that awareness is already free of this, and the mind is caught up resisting emotions. Just to see that without trying to change anything. Something's going to begin to open up in that.
I think it's more in the body than in the mind. It's
Well,
in that contracting.
the body dances to the mind's tune, right?
Mm.
So if the body is contracting, it must be that on some level there's a sense of not being safe to feel these emotions.
Mm.
So just understanding that non-judgmentally, of course, I didn't feel safe to let these emotions come to the surface when I thought I was just a someone. What we normally do is we see that, but then we approach it as a person. We say, I should be able to right now feel these emotions. Or there's something wrong with me because I can't feel them. So how would awareness, how would presence see this? It would say, well, if I can't feel them right now, that's okay. That's just how it is right now. And there's also a desire to be able to feel them. Can you feel the difference in how we'd normally talk about this? How we'd normally look at this? As a person or as awareness?
But awareness needs to talk to the mind in some ways.
Not so much talk to the mind, but just awareness is a kind of total acceptance of whatever's going on in the mind and body. It's totally just aware. And it's not trying to change anything.
Just observing.
Yeah. And in that lack of pushing against, I should be able to open up and feel this, something will just begin to open up by itself. It's our own judgment of ourselves that has stopped this opening. I can't feel emotions and I should be able to. Or whatever story we're telling ourselves.
Or I'm not good enough, so I can't show what I am, mistakes, fears.
Exactly.
That I have to be perfect.
And let's just notice that story. Just notice it from awareness. And notice how awareness feels about it, which is just, it's okay. However I'm showing up today is okay. I might also be showing up as a desire for something different in the next moment.
It's
So there's
love.
no... Say again, sorry?
It's love.
It really is. Notice how the body responds now, not to the mind from here, but responding to awareness now, isn't it? How does the body feel now?
Feel like more relaxed and like an opening in the chest.
Yeah. So this literally is that opening beginning that we're looking for. And in its own time, these emotions will come to the surface in a way that's completely manageable. It's not like there's a tap we're going to turn on and suddenly everything is going to flood and we'll be overwhelmed.
Mm.
So just noticing this as awareness. Let me see how awareness sees this. How would awareness look at this? How would love look at this? And it would be some kind of feeling that everything is completely okay as I am right now. I don't have the capacity from awareness or love to demand anything of myself, my mind and body, and I wouldn't want to.
Like love and a lot of kindness, a permission, allowance
Yeah,
to everything.
yeah. And you can feel the openness that needs to happen for the emotions to be able to move and arise. You can feel that starting, right? Just in a very relaxed way in the body. I just feel a bit more chilled out, relaxed, open.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah. And not only the negative emotions then can we begin to feel, but the ones that we really want as well, joy and things like that, more joy in our lives. So see if you can, for a little while, just keep coming back to how awareness sees this, how awareness is with this problem. Or a question that really helped me was, what would love do now, here, in this situation? It was very revealing, what would love do right now? Absolutely nothing. It would totally let
Yes.
whatever is be, right?
Yeah. Doesn't want to do anything. It's just perfect. Everything
Yeah,
is perfect.
it doesn't see imperfection when it looks, right?
Mm.
It would say something like, wow, I am totally suppressing emotions. How cool is that? I didn't know I could do that. Wow.
Not yet, but I think it's in the way.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you
Okay.
so much for
Thank
sharing
you.
so wonderfully. Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Helen.
you.
Thank you.
So many people have the same challenge, so yeah, thank you. Okay, let's go to Carla. Can you hear us, Carla?
Hola, perdón, que me mandó un montón de preguntas el celular y
Sorry,
permitía.
the
Y
cell
bueno,
phone was sending me messages of allow, allow, allow.
Your cell phone is awakening also.
es más, sí, estoy tratando de activar la cámara, pero no me deja.
I'm
Pero
trying to
bueno, vamos así.
activate my camera, but it doesn't let me. But we can start anyways.
Okay, we'll see if we can send a request if you
Eh,
want to. But yeah, absolutely. Um, there we go.
iniciar video. Ahí está. Ay, me dice no se puede acceder porque no sé qué.
Our
Bueno,
video, and it says that it can't because of, I'm not sure.
That's okay. That's totally okay.
voy
We can
sin
hear you.
cámara. Bien. Yo quería, bueno, gracias, y quería decirte que cada vez que siento esa conciencia, la siento como en mi cara o en mi frente, en mi pecho, pero no la siento fuera de mi cuerpo.
So I wanted to say thank you, and that when I feel consciousness, I feel it in my face and in my body, but I don't feel it outside of myself.
Okay, wonderful. So, shall we explore that a little bit together?
Sí, sí.
It's my favorite thing to do. So, when you feel consciousness, Did you say you feel it in your face, or whereabouts do you feel it?
Como en mi mente o en toda esa zona de entre la mente y el corazón.
In my mind and my heart, in all those zones.
And noticing that there's something that is aware of this feeling in the face. Something knows where consciousness is in the heart, the face, and the mind. Something knows that, right? What is it that knows that?
La conciencia.
Consciousness.
And is that consciousness only in one place, or is it something else?
Teóricamente está en todos lados, pero yo la siento como muy focalizada en una parte. No sé si es muy mental lo mío.
In theory, I feel it that it's only in one place.
And what knows that it's only in one place? Something else must be perceiving this localized consciousness. Take your time with this one. Excuse me, take your time. There's a feeling that consciousness is just here or just here. But something sees even that. Something knows that.
Por ejemplo, ahora siento como energía, no sé si es lo mismo, en mis brazos, pero todo en este cuerpo.
So, right now, I feel energy in my arms, but everything is in the body. I feel everything in the body.
And what is this I that feels everything in the body?
La conciencia, para mí todo es la conciencia.
Consciousness, but for me, everything is consciousness.
Can you explain a little more what you mean by everything is consciousness? Could you just expand a little more on that for me?
El yo separado también me parece que es la conciencia, porque la conciencia lo
Yes.
permite.
The separate self is also consciousness because consciousness allows it.
Mm.
Y después a la atención más allá de mis pensamientos, de mis emociones y de este cuerpo.
And then attention beyond my thoughts and this body.
Mm. And what is it that's before even attention? You're doing really, really great here.
El silencio.
Silence.
Beautiful. And where is this silence? Is it only in one place or something else?
No, no, está en todos lados.
It's everywhere.
And I'm
Qué
not
tonta
laughing.
me dice.
I'm not
Una
laughing at
pregunta
you.
más. No te vayas, Helen. La
One
última.
more question, Helen. Don't go.
¿Por qué sigo viendo los cuerpos aunque sé que no existen de los otros y bueno, mío incluido?
Why do I keep seeing bodies, including my own?
From silence, as this silence, do you see bodies or do you see silence? You said it's everywhere. This silence is everywhere. So from silence, you see only silence. When we use the senses, we see bodies and thoughts and objects. But from the silence that you are, that you just found, what do you see from there?
Estoy con un ataque de risa porque es obvio todo lo que me decís adentro mío. No me ves la cara.
I have a laughter attack because everything you said was true.
Silence sees only itself, doesn't it? And there will be always the seeming perception of forms when we look through the senses. It sounds like other people in my environment, and it looks like objects and people. But when we recognize silence is everywhere, we know what everything really is. We know what we're looking at with our eyes is really silence in disguise. And that just becomes more and more obvious as we recognize there's something here we're calling silence. And it really has no boundaries or borders or edges. It's everywhere. Cannot be absent from anywhere. It could never really only be in one place like an object. An object can be over here or over here, but silence is not divisible or can never just have one location. It's simultaneously present in all locations. And you can prove that to yourself right now, can't you?
Sí, me resulta más fácil cerrando los ojos.
It's easier when I close my eyes.
Yeah, for a while. And then after a while, it won't make any difference at all. You'll hear the silence dancing as birds singing, or drills drilling, you know, those big drills that they dig in the road with, even. Yeah. Just keep experiencing this. Keep proving to yourself that this silence, it has no inside or outside. Those concepts don't apply here, do they?
Gracias, Helen. Te amo.
I love you too. Thank you so much, and well done. Thank you. Beautiful. Okay, we're almost out of time. We'll finish with Kay. Unfortunately, I think that's all the time we'll have today. Hi.
Hi, Helen.
Hi.
I really hope to be helpful to all of us. This is my first time, so the experience that I'm experiencing is a lot of dense emotions. I wrote down, I wanted to be spontaneous, but I did write down the how can I know that I can trust, that I can manage these very intense emotions?
Good question. So let's look at for a moment. Oops, I'm getting quite a loud echo. Do you have another device playing or something?
I think my speaker is strong. I'll put it on mute while you're
Okay.
speaking.
Thank you so much. You can still hear me okay? Yeah. So if we focus for a moment on what is aware of those emotions, what knows those emotions, what can you tell me about that?
There's resistance to get to it.
It's okay. What's aware of that resistance even?
Spaciousness.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Is that
Is that
spaciousness
spaciousness
threatened by
threatened by
emotion?
emotion?
It is not.
Is it threatened
Is
by
it threatened by
anything?
anything?
I keep wanting to go to the separate self.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Just noticing
Just
like a
noticing like a
reflex
reflex
and coming
Yeah,
back
and coming
to it.
back to it.
it's a very strong. There's almost a commitment to hang on to it.
Seen from
Seen from
spaciousness.
spaciousness.
Mm.
Doesn't matter
Doesn't
how
matter
strong
how
that
strong
commitment
that commitment
is, right?
is, right?
From
From
spaciousness.
spaciousness.
Just checking out that spaciousness now. Is it affected at all by the resistance and that which wants to hold on? Is it trying to get rid of that which wants to hold on? Is it trying to change these emotions or get rid of them? So by coming here to recognize what you really are, that is even completely allowing this sense of a separate person to exist, completely allowing, right? It's got no agenda at all. It's not trying to push manifestation around at all. It can't, can it? So from here, we begin to notice that it is completely safe to feel these emotions. We're not expecting the mind to get this, right? The mind is looking at forms and things, and that's okay. But just to confirm again and again, this spaciousness, we've called it many names here on this satsang even, but it is inherently unable to try to manipulate our experience, isn't it? You can feel a kind of safety here in being this. Even if attention wandered away from this, that you are, this spaciousness, back to the sense of being a person for 100 years. Not that we want that, of course, but if it did, this spaciousness would have no opinion about that at all. It would say, wow, that was an interesting 100 years. let's maybe not do that again, but you know. So just checking in with who you really are and recognizing from there it's completely safe. It can't be hurt. It can't be overwhelmed by emotion. Even if it seems like there's a big resistance to noticing this spaciousness. Still, even spaciousness notices this, right? It doesn't need anything from manifestation. It's not shopping for anything. It's already free. And it can just allow manifestation to kind of untangle itself somehow, right? You can feel it. The body responds to the spaciousness when you notice who you really are. Something just starts to unwind a little bit. How are you feeling now?
That's okay. I'm feeling like there's less resistance in this moment.
And does it matter
And does
if
it
there
matter
is
if there is
resistance?
resistance?
No.
Are you
Are
who you
you
really are going to be
going to
any
be any
different
different
if resistance
if
is gone?
resistance is gone?
Oh no.
That's probably the truest thing you could have said, that sigh. Just hang out here and rest here as often as you can.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing today here. And every question is everyone's question. And I'm so touched by your openness and your willingness to share. And we all grow together. The one being opens up so much faster when we can all share all of our experiences here together. So thank you so, so much. And sorry we didn't get time for everyone today, but yeah, I'm sure that we will get the answers that we need, either from some external seeming voice or some internal way. Thank you so much. Namaste.